is an elite athlete sports physiotherapist. He's the head of Melbourne University Sports Medicine and the founder of a clinic called Elite Academy, spelled with a K, seems wrong. Kusal Goonewardena, welcome.
Thank you, Richard.
There's lots to talk to you about, but you put up your hand and said, I want to talk to you, Richard, because the pain we feel in our body may not be the site of where the injury is, and that intrigued me. And so I dragged you in to have a talk and say, what do you mean, Kusal? Are you making it up? What are you saying?
Well, what I can tell you, Richard, is pain in our body. The latest research about pain in the body is that pain is very much like the red engine board dash light in the car. So if you're driving along and this red engine dashboard light comes up, we assume that something's wrong with the engine.
Yes.
The pain in the body is just the same. So when someone has pain, say for example in the back or the shoulder, my job is to look at the whole engine.
Okay, so it might be pain in the back, but that's like a warning light on the dash. The location of the engine problem isn't on the dash.
Exactly. So the problem can be totally elsewhere.
Okay, that's an awesome analogy. It's got nothing to do with the actual physiology of the body. Do pain receptors exist?
Pain receptors ultimately have been found that pain is actually something created by the brain. Right. So when we talk about pain receptors, when there's something like a focal injury, for example,
an axe to the arm.
Exactly. So then, of course, that the problem is right there.
Yes.
But
nerves are torn, they send back messages to the brain.
Exactly.
The brain translates that into pain and we feel pain.
Exactly. So in other situations where things have continued over the years, for example, low back pain, it might be the one incident that causes the problem. For example, you might be bending forward, getting something. Exactly. So a lot of little issues have led up to that situation.
Right.
And what we found is that 75% of the time, back pain, for example, is caused by a problem further up in the spine, so the thoracic spine, even the spinal segments lower. We've also found they can be a problem in the glutes and even the shoulders. So,
I guess back pain, if we're looking at it, that could be a problem because none of us have any core strength. So we're not, our spine is held in a sandwich of back and stomach muscles.
Yes.
And if we've got no stomach muscles, then the back muscles are just redlining. And as soon as we twist awkwardly or bend awkwardly, they go, I give up.
Yes. Core is one of the main, probably one of 5 fundamental areas that are not working properly. We've found out that if the biomechanics in the body are not right, so if there's biomechanics, there's range.
The way I walk, the way I stand, the way I switch muscles on as I lift and bend.
Yes, and when I talk about biomechanics, it's also individual nerves, muscles, joints, and ligaments. So they're our constituent elements.
Okay. All right. Let's say I buy the argument that the pain where I'm feeling it is a referred pain from an injury further somewhere else. So I've got shoulder pain, but that might originate in the spine somewhere, and it's tracking through, pushing muscles out of the way. Because what you're saying is, what I feel is true, that your body's a union shop, one out, all out.
Yes.
So as soon as something goes, something else is going, something else is compensating, something else is under strain, and everything starts to react.
Yes. The analogy of that, the car engine dashboard light, for example, the pain in your body you'll feel because that body part is what you use the most. So if you have a problem in, say, the middle of your spine, and then the middle of your spine, say the thoracic spine, will send a message to your brain saying, oops, something's not right, sort me out. So if you are a person who uses your left shoulder a lot, say you're a tennis player, the brain says, okay, we need him to shut down. We need this person to shut down as quickly as possible. What's the quickest way to shut Richard down?
Make it hurt.
Make it hurt, make the shoulder hurt. So if the shoulder hurts, then that mid-spine section eases off.
Interesting.
And therefore, over time, it's the quickest way the body knows how to heal.
Let's say this isn't rubbish, and let's say we can apply it.
Yes.
What does that mean to us when we have a
problem,
shoulder injury or a low back ache or something? What does that mean?
What it means is, what it should mean is that other areas should be investigated. For example, if a person has a shoulder problem and a therapist or the practitioner or a massage therapist has been working in that area for any longer than 3 sessions and you're still not getting a result, I always tell people to go and look at other areas.
3 sessions?
3 sessions or less, there should be a difference. There should be a change.
And should that change be lasting?
Yes.
As in...
Lasting under the same conditions.
Yeah, I had the massage treatment. 3 days later, the pain was back. It was all right for 2 days.
Under the same conditions, I wouldn't want it back. Meaning, if the person is able to play tennis, for example, and they usually play 3 sets, then, of course, if they've hit the right spot, that should be lasting.
I think I've found a flaw with this theory of yours and the methodology. I can tell you where something's hurting.
Yes.
And you can look at that and go, yeah, I can feel knotty muscles, and yeah, right. But I can't tell you about the parts that aren't hurting that might be triggering that. So how are you ever going to find them?
Well, that is through all our experience. That is all the training that we do as I'm a sports physio.
Yes.
So that's quite a lot of work that I've done in terms of training. So I can actually identify if something's not right or wrong.
So you look at my body movements, you look at the nature of the pain, its location, how it's the symptoms, and those symptoms usually line up with, have we looked at the spleen or some other area?
Exactly. Yes, some other. So I'm pretty much an expert at looking at nerves, muscles, joints, and ligaments on the musculoskeletal side. And if you say to me, Kusal, I've got this low back problem, I'll then go ahead and do a full assessment on nerves, muscles, joints, and ligaments.
I've got all sorts of SMSs. Sometimes my little fingers go numb. What's with that?
So a little, that is more likely to be someone hitting their funny bone.
Humerus?
Or the funny bone, which is the ulnar nerve.
As opposed to a shoulder pinch, because cyclists can have their fingertips go numb and tingly if they're not set up on the bike right.
That's right. So there are different types of signs and symptoms that come up. Now, pain is one thing that comes up. Other things that do come up, there's 3 levels. First is apprehension. So people are a bit apprehensive to move. They tend to ignore that. The second thing is they might feel a little bit of stiffness in the joints. They might feel a little bit of numbness, pins and needles sometimes. People tend to ignore that to a certain extent. And then the worst thing is pain. It's just a simple way the brain or the body's saying, please change.
You know what? We don't always ignore it. I was just thinking, apprehension means we change our biomechanics. We hunch our shoulder, we step short.
Exactly.
We do those sort of things, and they'll set up consequences to that unnatural action.
Exactly.
So you might get a shoulder pain, but it's actually because you're hesitating and you do. Oh, it's interesting.
Yes.
Eddie wants to know, so Pilates would be good for you then?
Pilates is good. As I said before, there's 5 fundamentals. There's the biomechanics.
Yeah.
That's, if you imagine a pyramid, the base of the pyramid is the biomechanics. Next level up, you need range, functional range. Then you need the functional control. So people might say, I can touch my toes, but if they take 10 minutes to touch their toes, they haven't got the control.
Okay.
Next up is functional core. That's where Pilates, I'm a very big believer in Pilates, done properly.
Do you like machines or floor?
Look, initially, to get the concept right for the body, machines are excellent. And then, of course, for a home exercise program, you can do the mat work. After that, it's strength and conditioning.
Of course, Pilates was originally a rehab series of exercises, wasn't it, for dancers? I think.
Actually, Joseph Pilates was a nurse, I believe, in World War II, and he used that to help.
Post-World War II, and picked up by dancers.
Exactly.
Maybe. Interesting. Yoga the same?
Yoga is very good because when you talk about Pilates, yoga, Tai Chi, it's all about getting the diaphragm working, and you're also getting your cardiovascular system working nicely.
As a physio, let's see, so much to talk to you about, because does it drive you mad that people think a visit to the physio is how they do their physio, as opposed to a visit to the physio as a check and homework, now go away and do it 3 times a day?
I'm a big believer in making a difference in the shortest period of time. So that's why I said, if someone comes to me, I need to let them know that it could take 3 sessions or less. I need close to 3 sessions or less to make a difference. Now, if after the second session I am not getting anywhere with this person, and that person will ascertain, it could be something to do with their function or something to do with their exercise. If I'm not getting that, then I will refer.
Interesting.
This is one of the latest things.
People put up with a lot. They go, I'll get my massages twice a week, and that stops my neck killing me.
Yep.
And how long have you been doing that? Oh, a couple of years.
Yes.
And you're grinning happily because you go, don't do that.
Well, no, they shouldn't, because ultimately, you know, if a person has been going on with this kind of treatment for so long and they're still only 70, 80% better, that last 20% is true happiness. That is what you want to target. And that is really important. A lot of people tend to forget that. They think they're getting old or...
Yeah, well, they just write it off. EliteAkademy.com. Why'd you spell Academy with a K?
It's for Kusal.
Oh, man. It's not about you.
I was trying to be original, but,
okay.
you know, and that was the only one available on the internet.
Whereabouts are you based, Kusal?
Melbourne University.
Yes.
Based in Melbourne University. I head Melbourne Uni Sport, the sports medicine, or head of sports medicine at Melbourne Uni Sport.
Interesting. EliteAkademy.com is the website. You can go and find out more. Kusal, thank you so much. It's been fascinating.
No problem. Thank you.